To rig our bartender's body will be simple enough. However, adding the arms and even the head to the body is going to get a little bit tricky because we're going to be using a curve deformer for the body, and we're going to have to set it up so the body's curve deformation won't affect the arms or the head. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. So to rig the body, I'll go ahead and select the body layer, and I want to go up to my rigging tool, and I'm going to zoom in here, and I'll start the rig right about at the hips. So I'll click and drag because I'm using the curve deformer. And right about at where the neck is, I'll click again and drag downward. Now, I didn't want to place that point too high because it's going to interfere with the way the animation happens later. So I had that placed about right at the neck, and if you look, if I turn off the lips for a moment, you'll see it's right at the tip of the neck there. Okay, and what I want to do now is I'll go ahead and change the layer name to CD body. And we'll turn on our transform. And you can see the body is going to distort pretty nicely. And we can even distort the bottom half a bit. So just undo those. But the arms aren't moving with that. So let's go ahead and set that up. So what I'll do now is I want to grab all of my arm layers, and I'll move these under the CD body's deformation. And I definitely want to make sure the body goes on top. And I'm going to show you what the problem is. If you can't see already, we've started to get a little bit of distortion here with the hands. But if I distort the body, we have very odd things happening here. And that is not what we want. So let's undo that. And I'm going to move all of these arms under something called a kinematic output. And it basically means a curve distortion freeze, meaning we don't want you to distort these arms even though they're connected to the body's distortion. So to do that, I'll select my top arm here and go to my Add Layers button and come down and select Kinematic Output. Okay. And the next thing I'll do is I'll take all of the arms and I'll also drag those under Kinematic Output. I want to keep these in order. And now if I test out moving the body's curve deformer, we move these with no problem. And we're not seeing the arms distorted at all. Now, I do want to add the head to this, basically the large mouth. So one of the things I'm going to do is change the name from Kinematic Output. I'll just simply type in body _ KO for kinematic output. And then I'll grab the lips or the head of our character and make sure that's part of it. And if we look up here, the only problem we have now is the head or the mouth here is actually behind the body. So to change this, I'll make sure my animation button is off. I have my transform tool selected, and I'll click on this top mouth here. And on my keyboard, I'm going to press Option and the down arrow, and that's Alt down arrow on PC. And we'll nudge this forward on the Z-axis. Okay, so now if we distort the body, the head moves along with that. So go ahead and collapse the body. And we now have our body with the curve deformer added to it, as well as we have the body's curve deformer controlling the arms and the head without distorting any of them.